guys, so today I'm filming a video showing you my #1 product from 10 high-end brands. This video was inspired by several girls that did a collab video showing their #1 product from 5 brands. I know that Samantha March and Andrea Mattiliano did this collab, but I think there were 3 or 4 other girls in the collab as well. I will have everybody linked down below to give them credit for this awesome video idea. And I decided to change it a little bit. I wanted to do 10 brands. I just love doing 10, top 10, this 10, project 10 pan. I just love 10. So I wanted to do that. And I decided to make this specifically high end because I did just do a drugstore favorites video. I will have that linked in the cards. And I do have majority of high-end makeup in my collection. And of course, I'm only featuring 10 brands here. There are so many high-end brands. At the end of this video, definitely let me know in the comments if you would like to see a part 2, because I could totally do that. But the brands we will be talking about today would be Benefit, MAC, Urban Decay, Too Faced, Anastasia, Bare Minerals, Tarte, Ofra, Lancome, and Becca. So before we get into the products, my makeup is so intense today. We are hot pink realness. I'm using the BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival palette. I really wanted to make a look with the neon shades, but I wasn't quite sure what to do. So this is how it turned out. I don't think it's terrible, but you know, it is really punchy, really intense. I paired it with more of like a bright pink blotted lip. I like it, but this is intense for me. So definitely let me know what you think about it. Now for the products. So you guys know, well, if you've been on my channel for a while, you know that when I do tag videos, I always cheat. I always pick like extras because I can't help it. It's just too hard to narrow things down. So I did cheat a little bit for this video. So for some of these brands, there is a product type that I would say is my #1 instead of just a specific product. It will make sense as we go along. The perfect example is going to be this first brand, which is Benefit. And there are so many things. Well, I guess I shouldn't say so many. There are several things I love from the brand that I really, really, really love. I think Benefit is a bit of a snooze of a brand because they're not the most trendy. They don't come out with the most things, but the products they do have, I think, are great. So this is the biggest cheat of all because I picked brow products. Now I could have picked just the one and I thought about it, but it was too hard. So I'm saying brow products as a whole, and you can fight me on this, but I think Benefit brow products are better than Anastasia. I said it. I know she's a queen of brows, but Benefit came out with their stuff later. I think their formulas are incredible. They have a lot of great sets and their color range is so much better than Anastasia's. In the Anastasia range, I do wear the shade Taupe, but especially in the pomade, it is way too dark for me. And the blonde shade is like green, but Benefit expanded the shade range for the brow pencils and they've included some more gray tones. They have several shades, which I think is really awesome because we all know the struggle of trying to find good brow products and we always end up with like crazy orange red brows for some reason. So like I said, I think Benefit makes the best brow products, and I have more than this, but these are the ones that I really love and recommend. And in the Benefit brow line, I can get away with wearing either shade #1 or 2. 1 is more cool tone, 2 is more warm tone, but they both work well for me. So the 4 products I have here would be the Ka-Brow pomade, which is the best brow pomade I've ever used, both color and formula wise, but I don't use pomades too much. But if you're interested in one, I would highly recommend this. I've actually tried pomades from several brands and that one's my favorite. Then of course we've got the Gimme Brow Gel, which is a tinted fiber gel, absolutely amazing. And then their brow pencils are like no other. So I love the Precisely My Brow, which is their micro pencil to line my brows, fill in the front. And then I will use their thicker angled brow pencil, which is the Goof Proof, to fill in the center of my brows. So I would like to pick all the Benefit brow products as a whole, but if I had to pick just one of them, it would be the Goof Proof pencil. I just love this so much. And there are drugstore alternatives to all of these, and I think a lot of them work pretty much just as well, but these are just so incredible. So that was the biggest cheat. Now we'll move on to my second and final cheat, and that would be for the brand Urban Decay. And I have selected primers as my #1 product for them. So I have a face primer and an eye primer. The eye primer is just their Urban Decay Original Eyeshadow Primer Potion. I have used several different eye primers and I do like the Milani one. I think that's a great drugstore option, but towards the end of the container because it's so big. It just got a little dry on me. It looked a little dry on my lids, and my lids are not as oily as they used to be. So the Urban Decay Eye Primer works perfectly for me. I think it has a nice smooth consistency, but it's not too oily. And luckily I get minis of this all the time and it lasts me for a while. So this is a phenomenal product from them. And then for the face primer, it would be the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Complexion Primer. So I did just use this up, which is so exciting because it took forever. This is so much product for a pore filling primer. That's what this was. The consistency was a little bit thicker, but it was really easy to apply. It worked well with a lot of other primers and foundations, and I definitely recommend this for people that have large pores or people that have a lot of lines, or if you have more of like a normal to oily skin type. I think that both of these products are amazing, and I would definitely repurchase both of them. So I would say that the primers from Urban Decay would be my #1 product from them. The next brand is Too Faced. So I love their entire Peach Perfect line, primer, foundation, powder, setting spray. I think they're all fantastic. But if I had to pick just one, that would be the Peach Perfect Mattifying Loose Powder. This does a awesome job of making my skin look smoother. It locks all my makeup in place, and it does keep me matte for a long time. This is something that I will continue to repurchase, and it does last me a long time. This is definitely my #1 product from Too Faced. Next brand we have is Bare Minerals. Now there is not a ton I love from Bare Minerals, but this product changed the game for me, and that would be their Bounce and Blur blushes. They do have 4 different shades. They have a coral, nude, mauve, and pink shade. I have 3 of the 4. One of them is just a little mini. I do think I want the full size, especially because there's only 4. I want to collect them all, which is an awful mindset, but this little mini is the shade Mauve Sunrise. This one is Coral Cloud. And this one I haven't used yet. This one is Blurred Buff, which is obviously the nude shade. So I'm someone with oily skin, and I have a really hard time getting a lot of liquid and cream products to work for me. But these are amazing because they can be applied over powder, which is not easy to find. This is a cream to powder formula. I recommend applying these with more of a duo fiber brush. I really enjoy the Real Techniques buffing brush to apply this on my cheeks. Best cream blush out there, so easy to work with, beautiful shades, it's buildable, pigmented. Definitely recommend that. The next brand is Becca, and you might expect me to pick their highlighters, which I have several of, I do enjoy, but I actually like their blushes more. And it's such a shame because a lot of stores aren't carrying the entire line anymore, which is good because a lot of us haven't been able to find these at TJ Maxx. But I actually love the Becca blush formulas, and I would love for them to release more shades. So out of these blushes, I have 2 of the luminous finish and 2 of their regular mineral blushes. So I will start with the luminous ones. The little mini I have is the shade Camellia, which is a beautiful warm pink with a bit of a glow to it. And then we have Snapdragon, which is an amazing, very richly pigmented coral color. Then we have Flower Child, which is a beautiful peachy pink shade, and this does have a bit of a sheen to it. It just doesn't have as much shine as the luminous blushes. And then we have Songbird, which also has a bit of a glow to it. This is a beautiful, like, burnt orange terracotta color. And I just love the Becca blushes because they have so many beautiful shades. They're very pigmented, they blend out nicely on the skin, and they just look so beautiful on the cheeks. I just really love this formula. I love these shades, and I would love for them to come out with some more. The next brand we have is Lancome, and my #1 product by far would be the Hypnose Drama Mascara. I'll have to put a picture up on the screen of what the brush looks like. I love mascaras that have a natural bristle brush and a wet formula, and that's what this has. And this has more of like, the shape is like a wave. It's not an hourglass, it's like a wave, and it perfectly like grasps all your lashes. It lengthens, it volumizes. I think this is an incredible mascara. It is so expensive. It is like $27.50, I think. And I did get the full size when it was half off, which is still pricey for a mascara, but it's absolutely worth it. If you're ever able to get a mini of it, I totally recommend you guys pick it up. The mini is amazing, and this mascara is just so incredible. I think Lancome has good mascaras in general, but this one I prefer way more than their other mascaras. My next brand is MAC, which is one of the first high-end brands I ever tried. So I have a lot of nostalgia for the brand, but I've tried so many other things since then that I think work better than some MAC products. But MAC blushes are still my absolute favorite. They have a really wonderful color range, several different formulas. I have so many limited blushes I love from them, but I'm just gonna be showing you the permanent ones here. So the first one I have is a mineral blush in the shade Warm Soul, which is the perfect peachy nude blush for me. It's great with really intense warm eye looks or if I'm wanting more of a natural blush. Then I have these two permanent shades still in the pot form. This one is Peaches. It's a sheer tone blush, although it's still very pigmented. And we have Mocha, which is a matte finish. My favorites are definitely mattes and satins. And then here are my other permanent MAC pan blushes. We have Fleur Power, Melba, Cantaloupe, and Breath of Plum. Again, all of these are satins and mattes. Very, very pigmented on the skin. They blend out nicely and they just look so beautiful. So MAC blushes I absolutely recommend. I do think that they are so impressive and I love their color range. So you guys might be wondering like, okay, Heather, when are you gonna show some eyeshadow? Well, here we go. And the number one product that I would pick for the brand Anastasia would be their eyeshadow palette. So again, I'm not picking a specific palette, I'm showing you their palettes as a whole. And I do also have the Riviera palette in my collection, but I don't really like that one. But these five I think are really nice. So we have the Master Palette by Mario, which was an amazing limited edition palette. We have Soft Glam, which I still haven't used, but a lot of the shades in here are repeats of colors I already love. Then we've got Modern Renaissance. I actually beat up my last one, so I got a new one of this. Then we've got the Jackie Aina palette, which has a lot of really beautiful shades. I definitely need to use that more. And then we have the Carly Bible palette, which has a lot of really pretty colors. I've used this a little bit, but I need to use it more. I really love the Anastasia formula. It is really powdery, but it is pigmented and it does blend really nicely. I have tried other eyeshadow brands where they have a really powdery formula, but it just looks muddy and messy and gets all over the place. I don't have that issue when I use these shadows. Definitely recommend their palettes. I think they have really fun color selections and they're really, really good quality. There are other things I enjoy from the brand, but that is definitely their number one product from me. Next brand is Ofra. So from Ofra, I've only tried a couple products. I've tried their liquid lipsticks, which I really, really enjoy. And I've tried their highlighters. I have so freaking many here. I think that Ofra makes the best highlighters. They're very intense. They are very blinding. They're really smooth. They're very pigmented. It can accentuate texture a little bit. I'm wearing one today, but any highlighter is going to accentuate texture if you have it. But the formula is so amazing. They have so many colors now. A lot of them are similar because you can only make so many highlighter shades and have them actually end up looking different on the skin. In a swatch, you can see the subtleties, you can see the differences, but on the skin is really where things end up looking the same. But all of these I absolutely love. So I'll show you all of the ones I have, which all work for my skin tone, which is also very impressive considering how fair I am. So this one is in the old packaging. This is Glazed Donut, which is a Nikki Tutorials collab. This shade is Star Island. Pillow Talk. Cloud 9 is a Nikki Tutorials collab, and this is like an icy shade with a duochrome pink shift. Space Baby is another Nikki Tutorials collab, and this is a very light icy highlight with a blue duochrome shift. And the one I'm wearing today is Moondance, and this is from the Madison Miller collab. So if you guys saw the haul video I just posted, you will see that I did just purchase some more products from Ofra. I got an eyeshadow palette, a blush, and a bronzer, so I'm excited to try those out and see what I think of those, but their highlighters are amazing and totally worth the hype. All right, guys, I'm back. My camera overheated, the lighting's different, you know the spiel. Okay, so I only have one brand left, and that would be Tarte. And my number one product from Tarte would hands down be their chrome paint shadow pots. These are very expensive single shadows, but they're amazing. They're very pigmented. They have beautiful sheen on the lids. I just think they're so impressive, and I have purchased some other expensive single shadows, and I don't think they're as good as these. And if you can wait to get them on a sale, use a coupon, definitely do that because these are permanent products. I only have one limited edition shade in here, and these do come broken sometimes, so you might need to pick them up in store, or you might end up needing an exchange if they break. So just be aware that does happen because they are fragile. And then we have my most favorite shade, Park Avenue Princess, which is an amazing golden bronze. It's really metallic. So there is just 2 swipes on my finger and 1 swipe swatch. Is that insane or what? This shade is just so impressive. You guys have to have this. So this first shade is Frosé. It's similar to NARS Orgasm, except it's more champagne than gold. This is one of my favorite shades for spring. And my other favorite spring shade is Paradise Found. This is a really pretty, very light golden champagne. It has a little bit of peachy tones in it as well. And I wanted to compare that to Top Yacht. You can see this one is a lot more gold, it's lighter, and you can definitely see the peachy tones in Paradise Found. You probably don't need them both, but they are different enough to me. And also, this is old packaging, this is new packaging, and the lids look different, old, new. I do like the new packaging a little bit better. And these do also come with a stopper. Unfortunately, with the new shades, they will put the stopper inside the box, but not inside the product. So by the time it gets to you, half the time it's already broken. But you definitely need to keep the stopper and keep it in here. It's similar to like a L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadow. You need to keep that in there to make sure the eyeshadows don't break. And then also, like, new old packaging, the new is so much sleeker. Then I have a limited edition shade which arrived broken to me. I got it twice and it came broken twice. This is Caramel Apple. So I tried to take the little stopper and just press it in there back together, and it wasn't really able to work that well. So let me show you from the bottom. This is just a really pretty, more copper color. Then I have a couple of minis that I got in a holiday set last year. There was a set of 4, but one of them was Frosé, which I already have. And 2 of these were limited shades. One of them is a permanent color. So this first one was exclusive to this set. This is a shade Citrine, which is a really intense orange copper color. And I would love if they just keep coming out with more shades in the minis, because I don't need that whole big shadow. I'm never going to use up the whole thing. This next shade I think is also limited as well. This is Pink Diamonds, which is a pinky purple color. It's more purple than pink, but who am I, girl? Who am I? And this last mini is one you can buy on full size. Mine is broken. This is the shade Wild at Heart, which is a really pretty duochrome kind of shade. So I haven't used any of the minis yet, but I definitely need to use them soon. Like I said, I really, really love that formula. So those are all of my #1 products from 10 different high-end brands. Again, let me know in the comments if you'd like to see a part 2. Recently in my drugstore favorites video, I tried adding a whole bunch of poll cards. The poll cards don't work anymore, which is such a bummer. So just let me know in the comments. And I would love to know your #1 product from all of these brands down below. It was really hard for some of these brands for me to pick the top product because there are so many other things I love, but I feel confident about my selection here. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.